guys?
How much you like to do NFL kickoff right about now?
Yeah, no, it was good starting field position, so that was nice. But yeah, I think overall, guys, it was, good to get the win, and to do it in the 2-minute drive and get that big play to Jax at the end was huge. And just I feel like the complementary football, not just today but all season has been really good. And we're just going to continue to get better from there. But a lot of credit to Arizona as well. I feel like they had a really solid game plan. And they fought all the way to the end. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
When they tied the game, what was your messaging on the sideline? What did you do personally at that moment?
Yeah, I think it was just, all right, here we go. I'm going to, get ready for 2-minute, warm up, and just treat it like practice. I think that's, at the end of the day, like when you get in those 2-minute situations, we run through those situations so much in practice. So, it's, at the end of the day, that's all I can do is just, be me. Our guys go out there and not do too much and just do whatever the play is called. And then if we got to make an adjustment from there, we go from there.
The last two drives, you had the big throws to Jax both times. What about him in those moments makes him so good?
Yeah, he's just comfortable in those moments, and he showed that, even in the San Francisco game. Obviously, we didn't get the job done when we played them the first game, but he showed his big playability, not only in 2-minute, but, throughout the game. And so, we have that rapport to where we can trust each other with different, routes and kind of feeling leverage and all those things. But at the end of the day, too, like our other guys did a really good job, and sometimes, in 2-minute, I feel like Jax does a really good job, but also, we're going to have other ops for the other guys to be able to shine, and I know they'll get their opportunities.
Did you know you have a good idea you were going to Jackson on that the play on the final drive?
Yeah, I was just reading out the play that was called, and sometimes we got to make adjustments, and we make adjustments from there. That again, like I said, we've done so much in practice, but we're just going to continue to, for me especially, I'm going to treat every play as its own and go from there.
Sam, last time you played in this stadium was the playoff game last year. Mean anything to you to come back here and leave with a different result?
To be honest, not really. It's just another game. Obviously, it's in the same stadium, but it's week 4. We did a good job today, but there's a lot of stuff that we can clean up. But I'm gonna enjoy this 3-day break or whatever we got, and watch some Ryder Cup. So I'm excited for that. But it's gonna be a good time to be able to just put my feet up, relax a little bit, and get ready to roll for next week.
Speaking of trust, that third down play near the end zone where you are scrambling out to your right, and Elijah looked like he's covered really tight. And
yeah.
You have the trust to throw the ball down to him when he makes that play.
Yeah.
How are you seeing him come along in here, coming up with some big catches today and close?
Yeah, it's an incredible play. He showed his big playability throughout OTAs and camp. I'm really happy he came down with that one because I think I had 20 yards in front of me of green grass. So I'm really happy he made that play.
You had a lot of green grass on. I think the next play was the long run. Was that the biggest swath of turf you've ever seen?
Yeah, it was one of the biggest. I think it's weird that it happened on that play. Usually on keepers or nakeds you don't usually have that happen, but our O-line did a really good job even on the keeper of finishing, and I just saw the open gap and took it.
AJ Barner seems to just find the end zone a lot. What do you like about what you're seeing out of him?
Yeah, AJ's a great target. Obviously, there's other guys that they gotta respect on the field. You got Coop, you got Jax, you got Torrey, who's been making good plays, and so when AJ gets his one-on-one opportunities, I feel really good about him making plays.
You've got one of the youngest offensive lines in the NFL. You guys get the 28 seconds to go. Talk about the maturity that you saw from that group in those plays.
Yeah, it was huge. The way that they stepped up on several drives too. Obviously, there's a lot of ways to be able to get better, not only for them but for me and our entire offense. But when they needed to step up, they stepped up in a big way.
I'll tell you that your kicker comes off the miss and comes right back out.
Yeah,
it's a 52-yard game winner.
Yeah, that's J-My. I don't mean to keep bringing up golf, but I golfed with him this offseason, and that's his mentality in golf too. Like, he'll hit a bad shot, and he'll come back and stripe at the next one. And so he's got that mentality. He gets pretty frustrated when he doesn't make them, but then he comes back, and it's almost automatic. When you know that he's going to go in and knock the next one down.
All right, Sam.
Good. Thanks, guys.
Sam.